Discussions were held at Sri Lanka Cricket this morning regarding the issue of Sri Lankan cricketers participating in the Indian Premier League. Now, issuing a communique earlier today, SLC said that based on a note sent by the Ministry of External Affairs regarding the safety of players, it was decided that no objection certificates or NOCs issued to the players be restricted to exclude their appearance at any venue in the state of Tamil Nadu. Well, Nadeem Majid, who has been closely monitoring the story over the past few days, is at the newsroom with the very latest. Nadeem, have there been any developments?
Well, Shane, as you are aware, the Minister of Sports, Mahinda Gamage, speaking to News First earlier today, said that a decision had been arrived at during the discussions that you just mentioned, actually, to allow cricketers to participate in the IPL after obtaining letters of consent from them. Let's have a quick listen at what the Minister had to say.
We held
a discussion with Sri Lanka Cricket regarding sending players for the IPL. At the meeting held today, we decided to send players for the IPL if the BCCI agrees to take responsibility and if players give us their written consent through letters personally. These are private tournaments, therefore we cannot take responsibility. That is why we are not personally asking players whether they want to take responsibility.
Now, at a media briefing convened today, Angelo Matthews, the captain of the Sri Lanka cricket team, was questioned by News First regarding the issues that have arisen around the IPL tournament.
Well, I think as far as the players are concerned, we've got nothing to do with it. As well as, we've always enjoyed playing in India. But there is a situation now. The cricket board will let us know on that. So, as far as the Sri Lankan cricket team is concerned, we are not very much bothered about it because we are concentrating on the series in hand.
Well, former Sri Lankan Test cricket captain Arjuna Ranatunga, also speaking to News First, expressed these views regarding choices facing the Sri Lankan cricketers who are scheduled to play in the IPL.
As far as our cricketers are concerned, they should also remember they are going to participate in a tournament where they have been rejected by one particular area in India. I'm sure that if our players are going to go to the other places and play in the IPL, I'm sure that what they are going to do is they are going to emphasize or they are going to say that yes, there has been issues in the wartime. I'm sure that they have to take a very firm decision on the country. And on the other hand, cricket board can't pass the ball to the other side. I'm sure that they should take a very firm decision on this IPL tour. One issue is the security of the players. The other problem is the issue coming up with the IPL franchises. And it's up to the players to decide whether they wanted to go and play in the IPL and forget about all the other issues. But as far as I'm concerned, it's high time our players take a very firm decision, thinking of the country, thinking of their prominence, and take a very firm decision.
Now, we also made inquiries from Sri Lanka Cricket regarding this issue. Ajit Jayasekara, who is the Chief Executive Officer of SLC, said that the BCCI, which is the Board of Control for Cricket in India, had guaranteed the safety of Sri Lankan cricketers.
We spoke to the BCCI yesterday regarding the safety of Sri Lankan cricketers and we received an assurance from them. The BCCI has said that they will completely oversee their security, but they have also taken another decision to the effect that Sri Lankan players will not play in Chennai.
Now, has the Ministry of External Affairs intervened in this crisis that has arisen between the two nations? Our efforts to contact a responsible authority at the Ministry unfortunately were unsuccessful. However, the Sri Lankan High Commissioner to India, Mr. Prasad Karyawasam, in an interview with India-based CNN-IBN, expressed these views.
Excellency, news coming in that the IPL Governing Council has decided that your players will in fact not be playing the IPL in Chennai. Your first reaction?
First of all, our concern with regard to Sri Lankans visiting India, including sportsperson, is their security after some innocent Sri Lankans were attacked in Tamil Nadu. So our cricketers are precious and their security is most important. And And with regard to how the IPL should be played is a matter that IPL and the BCCI will decide, and the franchises will decide. If our players' security is assured in whatever form, then we are okay. But however, we are concerned about this mixing of politics and sports. Now that is something very unfortunate. It should not happen in our region. Our concern is the security of our players. As long as that is assured by Indian authorities and IPL, we will live with that. But it's not the national team of Sri Lanka that is playing. It is the franchises. They are playing for franchises. So franchises will suffer from not having the competence of our players. But that's not an issue. Our issue is our two issues. One is mixing politics and sports, which is unfortunate. Second thing is, as long as security of our nationals are assured, then I suppose we have to be happy with the decisions taken by Indian authorities.
Well, this issue has obviously not escaped the attention of public representatives. These are some of the views that have been expressed.
The problem today is not Jayalalitha in Tamil Nadu. What is the Indian government saying? Sri Lankan citizens travel to India. They may be going to play cricket on pilgrimages or as tourists. This is irrelevant. Are they prepared to protect citizens of Sri Lanka or not? India must make a statement on this. At the same time, the Sri Lankan government should also tell our citizens as to whether they should travel to India or not. Can India provide protection for Sri Lankan citizens or not? We call upon the people and government of Tamil Nadu to ensure that they do not leave any room for people of any race or ethnicity to be harassed. At the same time, we call upon them not to, for any political reason, sabotage sports which builds cordiality between our nations.
Well, with the IPL controversy intensifying, News First joined hands with NDTV for the first time for a joint special report on the participation of Sri Lankan cricketers in the IPL in Chennai.
I'm outside the Chepak Stadium in Chennai, where there is a long queue of cricket fans to buy tickets for the first match in Chennai. Hundreds of fans waiting here since early in the morning. But the Tamil Nadu government has now banned Sri Lankan players in the whole IPL series, the matches to be played in Chennai. Let's speak to some fans here to find out, to see what their take is on this issue. The state government is citing law and order concerns. Do you think that shows their incompetence in not being able to tackle a law and order crisis?
I think it's the duty of the state government to protect the people, and I think we should have set an example to Sri Lanka by being good hosts. So I see it this way. But some people see it as a message to Sri Lanka, but I think there are two feelings in Tamil Nadu, and I think the CM is probably playing to the...
Do you think ultimately this will lead to a situation where Sri Lankan players are not purchased by IPL franchises in the course of the next few years?
I see that the situation coming through. Let's see, because but one thing is, across India it's not been the same way. Only in Tamil Nadu, so we'll have to see.
Meanwhile, in an over-the-phone interview with NDTV, former Sri Lankan cricketer Muttiah Muralitharan expressed these views.
It's a sad day for cricket as well, because we are not allowed to play in a certain part of India. That is the government decision, so we have to obey that. If the security can't provide, then we have to be cautious on that. So especially for me, of course, I've spoken to Royal Challengers. We don't have any problems, so I can play the rest of the matches. If they allow us to play, definitely we'll have to play in Chennai.
When you see the kind of protests in Chennai and Tamil Nadu, the kinds of things that are being said about Sri Lanka and about the way in which the Tamils have been treated, do you think that things are being blown out of proportion?
You understand me, that I played for 20 years for Sri Lankan cricket team. I didn't have any problems as a Tamil. And they didn't reply me. They supported me throughout. I had went for a lot of problems.
India and many other countries are seen to be tacitly supporting Sri Lanka for strategic reasons. But down south in Tamil Nadu, Chief Minister Jayalalitha is quietly embarrassing Sri Lanka in every possible way. Call it competitive politics or reflecting public sentiment. In Chennai, this is Sam Daniel from NDTV for News First.
13 Sri Lankan cricketers have been signed up by the IPL franchises to play in the 9-team 2020 tournament, which begins on the 3rd of April. They include Kumar Sangakkara, Mahela Jayawardena, Muttiah Muralitharan, Lasith Malinga, Tilakaratne Dilshan and Ajantha Mendes. Indian media reported that Chennai Super Kings, one of the franchises in the IPL, are set to drop pacey Nuwan Kulasekara and off-spinner Akila Dhananjaya, the two Sri Lankan recruits. The cricket-loving public in Colombo, both young and old, expressed differing views on the matter.
They definitely should play for the IPL because that's their freedom of that.
We can really enjoy watching IPL match. So we love IPL. And
India is not letting us to play, so it's a bit unfair for the Sri Lankan cricketers.
I think this is sports. This has nothing to do with both countries. They are playing for sports, so they should be allowed to go to India and play there, and let the Indian players also come and play in Sri Lanka. This is, we are watching. There are so many spectators.
Cricket is considered a religion here in Sri Lanka. In fact, many people think of it as a uniting force, but increasingly people have begun to fear that politics is being dragged into the sport that they love. Recent developments have done very little to dispel those fears. This is Nadim Majid reporting for NDTV from News First, Colombo, Sri Lanka.